In Metal Gear Solid 4, you'll gain access to a number of camos, including militia camos, which will let you walk freely amongst the rebels. You'll also receive the Tuxedo and Altair camos available post-game and via password.
Don't move. Hey.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, you can hide in many non-item places, including as a statue, and also in a trash can.
Snake, where are you now?
Trash can.
A trash can?
And there's some bugs crawling around on my face.
Ugh.
It feels like roaches. There's a whole bunch of them scurrying around.
Make sure you get the smell of them off you before coming back here.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Ugh, seriously, doesn't it make you sick?
I'd crawl into a toilet if it kept me out of sight. Something crawling up my leg.
Ugh, I can't even imagine. Ugh. You know, you might want to get out of there as soon as the coast is clear.
Yeah, not the best place for a nap.
No kidding.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, despite the bromance, you can annoy Otacon in a number of ways, including here in the Vista Mansion in Act 1.
It's a remote control device, and I'm detecting slight traces of volatile sleep gas. Trigger it, and you'll be knocked out, so be careful. I'm picking up a faint radio signal from that thing. I'm guessing it might be transmitting its operating status in real time. I'd leave those sensors alone if I were you. Just ignore those infrared sensors. Find a way around them. Snake, I told you not to bother. Don't mess with it. You can't disarm those. Ignore them. Move on. Oh, for crying out loud. Forget it. Just do whatever you want. Snake, respond! Snake? Snake! Snake, come here.
Otacon, what's wrong? Why are you calling me over there?
Huh? What are you talking about? I didn't say anything.
It was you.
I'm telling you, I didn't call you. This is no time for jokes. You're supposed to be fighting Octopus. Come on.
Hey, Otacon.
Hey, over here! This way, Snake! Not very smart, are we?
Otacon, what the hell were you thinking sending me over there?
Hold on a minute. I didn't tell you to go anywhere.
Thanks a lot. I just got nailed by a trap. Are you trying to get me killed?
Now, wait a second, Snake.
Did you know in Metal Gear Solid 4, if you take out the switchboard in Act 2, the rebels will be able to capture the base?
Go! We got him! We did it!
Not only that, you'll then be able to climb the cables and grab the Stinger missile launcher to take down the chopper later. In Metal Gear Solid 4, there are a number of guns you can obtain via password and gameplay. Some of these include the Mark 23 or SOCOM used by Snake in Metal Gear Solid 1, the Shaanxi Type 17 Mauser used by Ava in Metal Gear Solid 3, the Desert Eagle used by Meryl in Metal Gear Solid 1, the 1911 Custom used by Naked Snake in Metal Gear Solid 3, the Thor 45 used by Liquid Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 4, And finally, the Patriot used by the boss in Metal Gear Solid 3. In Metal Gear Solid 4, after beating the game, you'll gain access to
emotional damage.
By shooting guards with these emotional rounds, you can trigger a reaction. By placing B&B core magazines down, you can even distract the frogs. In Metal Gear Solid 4, when Snake travels back to Shadow Moses, you'll get to reminisce about your fight with Raven in the canyon with
How
Otacon.
did you take that thing down, anyway?
How? Well, grenades.
That's it? You didn't use an anti-tank missile or something?
Didn't have one.
Your technique is kind of, well, how do I put this? Archaic when it comes to fighting tanks.
Well, that's how I did it. What do you want me to say?
I always suspected there was a little something crazy about you, Snake. But hearing that story, now I know it. You're nuts. Single-handedly taking out a tank? That's crazy. You're insane.
Otacon, is this your idea of a compliment?
Yes. You're the toughest, craziest, most hardcore badass on the planet. You're the shit.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, while in Shadow Moses, there are moments where Snake can recall his time in Metal Gear Solid 1, including cameras,
A surveillance camera.
vents,
Snake, this is McDonnell Miller. Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
overhead view,
Overhead view. Just like old times. Now you're talking. Overhead view. That's more like it. Just like old times.
and codec calls.
Snake, what are you doing in there?
Just reminiscing. Last time I was here, there was this nice stash of weapons and items. Thought I might get lucky again, and sure enough, I was right.
You mean you found something?
Hey up. Oh, yes!
In Shadow
Just to be
Moses in
safe,
Metal Gear
I'm
Solid
marking it
4,
on your
you'll have the
map.
opportunity to remember
You
a
old
code and
geezer.
prove you're not past your prime.
Snake, the password is 48273. Think you can remember that?
I told you, I'm not senile. Yet.
But instead, you can also input one of 3 other codes which each provide a benefit.
That password I told you before, you remember it, right?
One granting Drebin points, and the other 2 granting iPod music tracks. In Metal Gear Solid 4, when fighting the beauty forms, you can delay for 3 minutes and be transported to a pure white screen wherein they will respond to your camera and even an iPod track. And they're not the only one. In Metal Gear Solid 4, when stalking the Resistance member, you'll have the chance to look behind you and catch a glimpse of the dwarf Gecko in a trench coat. You'll also have to be careful, or you may end up in a tricky situation.
Thought I was gonna explode.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, you'll return to the Nomad on many occasions. While here, you can look around at the makeshift home of Snake, Otacon, and Sunny and find solid, liquid, and solid as chickens, game and anime referencing wallpapers,
I thought it might be a form of ADS, but I didn't detect any aberration to the EM. You were lucky. Some of those guys' hearts simply stopped.
Sunny on their PSP playing a Kojima original, and even some light TV entertainment.
That syringe you were holding.
So it wasn't Helmy. Why?
Here, let me show you something.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, for the hefty price of 1 million Drebin points, you can purchase the Tanegashima rifle. This rifle is a single shot, but on occasion has a chance to summon a divine wind.
Tougher to break through.
Damn it! Return fire!
In Metal Gear Solid 4, if you non-lethally defeat all of the beauty forms of the B&B core, you'll gain access to the solar gun from Boktai. This weapon non-lethally damages enemies and can even one-shot Vamp because he's a vampire.
Yes! You did it, Snake!
What have you done? There. Now you're a mere mortal, like the rest of us.
Clever. But can you kill this mere mortal?
In Metal Gear Solid 4, you'll meet Johnny, but more importantly, you'll discover Snake's next true love.
Snake, is that a drum? And what, pray tell, do you plan to do with it? It's bigger than you are.
That's the point, Otacon. It has to be at least this size. How else am I going to fit?
Fit? Oh, I got it.
If the enemy's after me, I can hide inside until they're gone. And, unlike a cardboard box, in a pinch I can roll into a quick getaway.
Say, that does sound pretty good. Nice find, Snake. No wonder they call you a professional procurer on site.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, not only can you spot Mantis early, but you can also get some not-so-helpful tips from your team who are unfortunately stuck in the past.
talking about?
The fight on Shadow Moses?
That's right. Try using the same tactic again. Plug the controller into controller port 2.
It's not gonna work, Roy.
Huh?
Do you see any controller ports here?
But then that means...
It's impossible. Sorry.
Well, I'll be damned. Mantis always hated seeing his birth face. Attack that bust and break off the leather seal.
Colonel, I can't do that.
Sure you can. Seeing his true face is sure to break Mantis's concentration.
There's no bust.
What?
There is no bust here to attack.
You're kidding.
In Metal Gear Solid 4, when you die, you can have an interesting codec conversation, depending on how you die.
Rose, I feel kind of dumb bringing this up, but
It's okay. You can tell me.
you see, I died recently.
Died?
Well, I can't shake the feeling that I've died before. I can't quite describe the sensation. It's like I died and then restarted the mission. I also get the sense that I'm watching myself from a distance, over my own shoulder. Rose, I know it sounds weird, but I can't shake this feeling that I've drowned before.
Like deja vu?
Well, more like I have this gut feeling like I died underwater at some point.
Are you afraid of water?
I'm not afraid of anything.
Okay.
In Metal Gear
First, go
Solid
down
4,
the
when
central
in Shadow
hall.
Moses, you will
Don't
be
worry,
ambushed
it's
by
not
a
electrified
Gecko.
anymore.
Remembering what happened in Metal Gear Solid 1, you can activate the generator and shock them, saving yourself some ammo and some time.
Snake, it's blocking the hallway leading to the elevator. You'll have to do something before you can get to the first floor. Okay! Nice, Snake!
Just be careful you don't shock yourself.